الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. My dear brothers, I greet you with the greet of Islam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And nice to see these beautiful and nice faces, mashallah. And I'm glad there are a lot of brothers who want to learn and who they want to get ajr and they want to seek knowledge. And as we mentioned in the hadith last week, طلب العلم حديث رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم طلب العلم فريضة على كل مسلم. Seeking knowledge is mandatory upon every Muslim. And because of the a lot of hadith, and one of them is the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, من دل أو من دعا إلى هدى كان له من الأجر مثل أجر من عمل بها. The Prophet ﷺ said, whoever calls to huda or invites people to huda, to guidance or to goodness, he will have the same reward as much as the reward of the person who applies this huda or this guidance or this goodness. And also the Prophet ﷺ, he said, بلغوا عني ولو آية. Call people to goodness or to huda, even one ayah. He say, بلغوا عني. Call others on behalf of me, even one ayah, even one verse. So because of this hadith, that's why I'm here. So I want to give some goodness, inshallah, to you and to call you to some goodness, to some guidance. And something which I learned, and also I'm going to transfer like this knowledge from this book to you. I will try to do my best to explain the knowledge here to you, inshallah. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us tawfiq, to give us hidayah, guidance, acceptance, and to shower His mercy upon us, inshallah, ameen. And as I said before, we have to remind each other to renew the intention, niyyah, to renew it, that everything we do it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We do it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And as we know in the hadith, it's famous hadith which narrated by Umar ibn Khattab radiyallahu anhu, Amir al-Mu'mineen Umar ibn Khattab, he said, I heard the Prophet ﷺ said, إنما الأعمال بالنيات إنما الأعمال بالنيات وإنما لكل امرئ ما نوى فمن كانت هجرته لله ورسوله فهجرته لله ورسوله ومن كانت هجرته لدنيا يصيبها أو امرأة ينكحها فهجرته إلى ما هاجر إليه. Umar ibn Khattab narrated that the Prophet ﷺ said, إنما الأعمال بالنيات. Indeed, the action are with the intention, according to the intention. So if your intention is for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then you will get the reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You will get the reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if your intention is to seek fame or to seek dunya, then you will get what you are intending for. You will get the fame, you will get the dunya, but you will not get the reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You will not get the reward of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And as we know, the only thing we will get on the day of judgment, the things which we done for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But all the things which we have done here in the dunya for the sake of the people or for the sake of showing off, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will demolish them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will destroy them, and you will not get anything except what you get in the dunya. So inshallah, I'm going to start with the book. The name of the book is تمام المنة. تمام المنة في فقه الكتاب وصحيح السنة. تمام المنة means the complete of the favor. Minna means نعمة أو favor in understanding the kitab, the Quran, and the authentic Sunnah, and in the authentic Sunnah. The writer, his name is Adil ibn Yusuf al-Azzazi. Adil ibn Yusuf al-Azzazi. And we are going to start, inshallah, with Kitab al-Tahara, the book of Tahara. The book of Tahara. I'm going to read the Arabic text, then I'm going to explain, inshallah. And if there is any comments, or I will comment, or I will elaborate on the things which are difficult, and also like hadith or the understanding of hadith, inshallah. And if you have any questions or any comments, then you can do it after the lesson, inshallah. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to open our chests and hearts, and we ask Him to forgive us if we make any mistake without realizing it. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide us to the straight path. Ameen. Kitab al-Tahara, the book of Tahara, the book of purity, the book of purity or cleanliness or cleansing. And as we know, the second pillar of Islam is Salah. And Salah, you cannot perform Salah if you are not pure, if you are not tahir. If you are not tahir, if you are not pure, if you don't have wudu, if your clothes are not pure, if your heart is not pure, is not tahir from the shirk, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not accept your prayer. If your heart still like you have shirk in your heart, so the tahara will be inside and outside. The tahara for the heart, to purify your heart from any worshipping besides Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Any partners you take besides Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you have to purify, you have to clean your heart from the shirk. That's the first thing. Tawheed. We have to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone. We should not take partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We should not worship anything besides Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whether it's a human or animal or plant or anything, sun, the moon, anything. We should not, because it is kind of shirk. And as we know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَغْفِرُ أَن يُشْرَكَ بِهِ وَيَغْفِرُ مَا دُونَ ذَلِكَ لِمَن يَشَاءُ. Indeed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not forgive someone who has taken partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, someone who commits shirk, someone who worships something with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not forgive them unless they repent to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and worship Him alone. So, إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَغْفِرُ أَن يُشْرَكَ بِهِ وَيَغْفِرُ مَا دُونَ ذَلِكَ لِمَن يَشَاءُ. And apart from that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive it. It will be under the Mashiach, under the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whether Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive him, or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will judge him on the day of judgment, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive him, or if he is a Muslim, it depends on his deeds. If his deeds more than the sins, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will enter him paradise, will grant him paradise. And if his sins more than his good deeds, then he will spend some time in the hellfire until he is purified, because we don't enter paradise unless we are pure. We are pure from everything. إِنَّ اللَّهَ طَيِّبٌ لَا يَقْبَلُ إِلَّا طَيِّبًا. And the Jannah is طيبة. So no one will enter paradise with like envy or with the sins, or the people who enter paradise, they must be clean and pure. They have nothing in their hearts, and all these things, all bad things, will not be in paradise. They will not be in the paradise. Everything in paradise is good. Everything in paradise is pure and good. So there is no sadness in paradise. There is no grief. Nothing. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take everything bad from the people of paradise. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us Jannat al-Firdaus. Ameen. The book of Tahara. So first, the definition of the Tahara in Arabic language, and also in the terminology of fiqh. In the terminology of fiqh. So Tahara means نظافة والنزاهة من الأدناس. Tahara means purity in Arabic language means cleaning or cleansing from the dirt or from the filth. That's the Tahara. And as we said, we cannot pray, we cannot establish the prayer, we cannot perform the prayer unless we are pure, and we don't have the al-hadath al-asghar and al-hadath al-akbar. We don't have the minor incident, and I will explain the minor incident and the major incident, al-hadath. And and istilahan, terminology, in the term or in the terminology of fiqh, هي ارتفاع الحدث وزوال النجس أو ارتفاع الحدث means to lift or to the incident which prevents you from praying, from performing the prayers, the hadath, the incident. So this is ma'nawi, because we have hissi, physical incident, and we have moral ma'nawi, means moral incident. And as we know, for example, when someone has the intercourse with his wife, he's a junub, he has janaba, he is not pure, so he has to purify himself, and also the wife has to purify herself. So the purification here means to remove anything najasa, any najasa, and also to have ghusl to rise or to remove the hadath al-akbar, the major hadath, the major incident which is ma'nawi, the janaba ma'nawiyah, not hissiyah, not physical. Okay, because the mu'min or the Muslim, that's what they said. The Prophet ﷺ said in the hadith, he said, al-Muslimu la yanjus, al-Muslimu tahir, al-Muslimu is pure, the Muslim is pure. He does not carry the like morally, does not carry the najasa. He is not najis, means he is pure. That's the original. That's the origin or the nature of the Muslim, is he's not najis, means he is pure. Najis means opposite of pure, opposite of tahir. So, and once Abu Huraira, he was walking and he saw the Prophet ﷺ, and at that time he had janaba. So he sneaked. He did not go like in the direction of the Prophet ﷺ. So he sneaked and he went to do the ghusl. So he performed the ghusl, then he came and then he met the Prophet ﷺ. And then the Prophet ﷺ asked him, he said, I saw you, then where did you go? He said, I was not purified, O Prophet of Allah. I was not purified, so I did not want to meet you. Then the Prophet ﷺ said, he said to him, no, he said, it's okay. That the believer does not, the believer is pure. The believer is pure, so he's not najis. He's not dirty, or he's not filthy. So the asal, the origin, so the Muslim or the mu'min, also another, the same with the with Hudayfa ibn Yaman. The same incident also happened with Hudayfa ibn Yaman radiyallahu anhum jami'an, with the Prophet ﷺ, and same, the Prophet ﷺ, he said to him, to Hudayfa, the Muslim, indeed the Muslim is pure. He does not لا ينجس. المسلم لا ينجس. إن المسلم لا ينجس means he cannot be impure. Only but there is controversial. Some scholars, they say the mushrikun, the disbelievers are najis. Some of them, they say all the mankind are pure. Originally, that's the asal, the nature of the rules, or the rule of the purity and impurity. All mankind are pure, like ma'nawiyan, morally. But some scholars, they say, because of the ayah in Surah Tawbah, إنما المشركون نجس. Indeed, the mushrikun, the disbelievers or the pagans, are najis, are filthy. but the scholars, they said this is because of their shirk. So it's not like hissi, it's not physical, but because of the shirk, because they have shirk, so that's why they are called najis. But not in all the mankind like naturally are pure. Naturally, that's the asl, that's the origin, yeah, of the mankind are pure. So the author or the writer, the sheikh here, Sheikh Adil ibn Yusuf al-Azzazi, he said والحدث وصف معنوي يقوم بالبدن إذا وجد سبب يمنع من العبادة. So the hadath is a description, or it's a moral description. A hadath, incident, yeah, it's not physical, it is a moral description. يقوم بالبدن means this hadath prevents you from performing the prayers. If you have janaba, then means you have to purify yourself, you have to have a shower, ghusl, if you have janaba. And if you, for example, you don't have janaba but you don't have wudu, you are not pure, like, you went to the toilet or to relieve yourself, or you passed wind or whatever, so means you have the minor incident. If you want to pray, you cannot pray unless you purify yourself by making wudu. So we have minor hadath, and we have major hadath. Minor hadath which needs wudu, and major hadath which needs ghusl. So al-hadath al-akbar and al-hadath al-asghar, that's in Arabic. Al-hadath al-akbar and al-hadath al-asghar. وهو قسمان حدث أصغر يوجب الوضوء وحدث أكبر يوجب الغسل. As I said, this is two kinds of hadith, or two types of hadith. حدث أصغر, minor hadith, minor incident, which needs wudu, and حدث أكبر, which needs ghusl, means you have to have ghusl. So if you want to pray, you have to have ghusl if you have hadath, major incident, yeah. And major incident can be happened by many things. If you are like married, by intercourse, or by like if someone is sleeping and he wakes up and he finds like sign of like sperm, or on his clothes, then he has to have, or he felt while he's sleeping, while he was dreaming or whatever, because these things happen. So then they have to purify themselves, they have to clean, they have to have ghusl. And inshallah ghusl, we'll come to it when we reach the how to make ghusl and how to make wudu and all this. Okay. ويرفع الحدث بالوضوء. So the hadath, the minor hadath, has to be lifted by wudu, or has to be removed by wudu, by making wudu. This is the minor hadath, the minor incident, al-hadath al-asghar, and by ghusl for the major hadath, for the major ghusl. You have to make ghusl. Ghusl is the shower. Ghusl in Arabic, and in English is the shower, full shower, from head to the feet, from head to toes. Means you have to clean yourself all from your head, but there are steps to do ghusl. Inshallah, we will explain it when we reach it. Or if you cannot use the water, or if you don't have water, then there is alternative, which is tayammum. You make tayammum for wudu or ghusl, same. You make tayammum, means you have to use the tahir, sa'id al-tahir, which is sand, the clean sand. You make tayammum, and we will explain inshallah how to make tayammum, inshallah. Yeah, means if you are sick, the people who are sick, if they make ghusl or wudu while they are sick, and the water will delay their recovery, or will make the problem or increase the problem, or make the problem worse, then they have to use tayammum. They have to go to the alternative, which is tayammum. And tayammum, you need to use sand or stone. Inshallah, we'll explain it how to make tayammum. And now he's talking about وَأَمَّا النَّجَسُ فهو مستقذر يمنع من صحة العبادة وزوال النجس يكون بتنقيته عما أصابه. So he's talking about the dirt, the najis, or the filth, the dirt, or anything which is opposite the tahir, opposite pure, is impure or is dirty. So if you have it, you have to remove it. If you have it in yourself or in your clothes or the place where you're going to pray, then you have to remove it. You have to remove the dirt. You have to remove. You cannot pray if you see the dirt on you, so you cannot pray while you have the dirt or while you are carrying the dirt. So you have to clean it. You have to clean the dirt. That's the najis. So the najis will prevent you from ibadah, from praying. The najis is a reason to prevent you from performing ibadah, which is prayer. Okay? And removing the najasa, as we know, is water. That's the first thing. If we have water, we have to remove it with water. If we don't have water, then we have alternative sand or stones. So to remove the dirt, whether it's from our clothes or from our surface. And as we know, on the time of the Prophet ﷺ, they used to use water, and also they used to use the stones to clean themselves, to purify themselves. When they go and relieve themselves, they used to use water, and they used to use also stones. Yeah, they used to use stones, and there is hadith, inshallah. We'll come to it, inshallah, in its place. So the rules of tahara, the rules of purity, or the rules of cleansing. The first thing is we start with the ahkamul miyah, the rules of water. The rules of water, which one you can use to purify yourself. As we know, the water is pure. The water is pure unless something was put in it or was added to it, which changes the color, and the color, or not, and the color, or the smell, or the taste. If something is added to water, which transfers the water from purity to something else which is impurity, غير طاهر, this thing changes the color, if the substance which was added to the water changes the color, like this water is transparent, yeah, so the color, like there is no color in this water, yeah. If we add something to it and this water become blue or orange, then the colors is changed. Then we cannot. The water is still tahir, it's pure, but we cannot use it to purify ourselves. We cannot use it to purify ourselves because the color is changed. So anything changes the color or the smell or the taste, then the water will not be used as a purification. We know the water is tahir, is pure, but we cannot use it to purify ourselves, or to purify something, to purify your clothes, or to, yeah. So it is still, the water is still tahar, yeah, still pure. You can drink it, but it doesn't mean that if you can't drink it, then means it like it. I mean, it's used to lift the najasa, to lift the najasa, to lift. For example, we cannot use it for ghusl, or we cannot use it for wudu. So the asal, the origin of the water is pure. The asal في المياه الطهارة. Can you open the door for him, for the brother? So الأصل في المياه، الأصل في الماء الطهارة، يعني طاهر ومطهر. طاهر ومطهر. What does mean طاهر ومطهر? طاهر means it's pure. Means it's pure in itself. مطهر means you can use it to purify others, or to purify other things, to purify yourself, or to purify your clothes. Yeah. So طاهر ومطهر, that's the origin. الأصل في المياه أو الأصل في الماء. فهو طاهر في نفسه ومطهر لغيره. Yeah. طاهر لنفسه means طاهر for itself, and pure for itself, and it is used to purify other things. And the evidence for this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, وَأَنزَلْنَا مِنَ السَّمَاءِ مَاءً طَهُورًا. وَأَنزَلْنَا مِنَ السَّمَاءِ, and we have sent down from the sky a pure water. مَاءً طَهُورًا, pure water. So that's the evidence from the Quran. وَأَنزَلْنَا مِنَ السَّمَاءِ مَاءً طَهُورًا. And مطهر لقوله تعالى فإن لم تجدوا من سورة المائدة يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا قمتم إلى الصلاة فاغسلوا وجوهكم وأيديكم إلى المرافق وامسحوا برؤوسكم وأرجلكم إلى الكعبين. And then the ayah فلم تجدوا ماء, or فلم تجدوا ماء فتيمموا. فتيمم means, so the asal is to use the water, and if you don't find the water, then you have to make tayammum. For example, if you are in the sea, in a ship, yeah, and you don't have water, yeah, no, the ship you can use the sea water. But if you are in desert, if you are in a desert, yeah, and you don't have water, and you need to perform the prayers, the salah, so you need to make tayammum. You need to make tayammum, which is you can use the sand. And if you have water, but if you use that water, then you will be thirsty in the desert. Then also you can make tayammum. You don't use that water, yeah, because you have a small amount of water, and you want to use that water for the drinking, not for making wudu. So you make tayammum, and that's the Sahaba. One of the people asked the Prophet ﷺ, he said, "Inna narkabu al-bahra ونحمل معنا القليل من الماء ونحمل معنا القليل من الماء أنتوضأ من ماء البحر فقال هو الطهور ماؤه الحل ميتته." Means he said to them, yeah, you can use the water, the sea water, to purify yourself, to make wudu. One of the people asked the Prophet ﷺ, he said, we travel in the sea, yeah, we go in the sea, and we carry with us a small amount of water, and if we use it for wudu, then we عطشنا. إنا نركب البحر ونحمل معنا القليل من الماء فإن توضأنا عطشنا أو عطشنا أفنتوضأ من ماء البحر قال هو الطهور ماؤه الحل ميتته. هو الطهور ماؤه الحل ميتته. He said to them, the sea water, or the water of the sea or the ocean, he said it is pure. Its water is pure, and its dead animal is halal. Any dead animal from the sea, whether you find it on the beach or inside the sea, any animal from the sea, and you find it dead, then you can eat it. You can eat it, because the Prophet ﷺ, he said, هو الطهور ماءه الحل ميتته. معناها الميتة, the dead of the any dead from the sea, like any dead animal from the sea, whether it's like as we know, like the fish, or like, you know, the fish are kinds, like even like they have in the sea, there is dogfish, it's called dogfish, yeah, كلب البحر, yeah, and also there is خنزير, pig, sea, yeah, there is also snake, sea. All these things, if you find them dead on the beach or in the sea, you can eat them. They are halal. They are halal according to the hadith. هو الطهور ماءه الحل ميتته. Yeah. Okay. So the if we don't find the water, then we use the tayammum. So it means the asal, the original rule is to use water for purification. That's the original rule. And if you don't find the water, then we go to the alternative, which is sand, to make tayammum. To make tayammum with the sand. And we said all the water, as long as it keeps its color and its taste and its smell, then it's pure. It is pure. Even if you add some, like, pure liquids, like in what they use it in the the treatment of the water to make it, yeah, like what they call it, chlor, chlor, yeah. What is it called, the chlor in English? Huh?
Chlorine.
Chlorine, yes, chlorine. Because they add it to the water, but why? To kill, like, if the bacteria or something, yeah. So it is still pure, because it doesn't change the color of the water, it doesn't change the smell of the water, it doesn't change the taste of the water. So it is pure. It is pure. So this is the qaida, the rule. If the color of the water is not changed, then it's pure. If the color of the water, or the smell of the water, or the taste of the water is not changed, then the water is pure. But if, like, anything of these three description is changed, then the water is not pure. It's not pure. You can use it for drinking, like if this, like, sometimes the smell, like sometimes it's called rose water. You know rose water? Yeah, that's the smell. The color is still the same. Yeah, transparent. There is no color in there, but the smell of the water is different. So you cannot make wudu with the rose water. Yeah. For example, the drinks, like the orange and juices. These juices is originally from water, but they add some, like, powder or whatever. It's still pure. You can drink it, but you cannot make wudu with the orange juice. Yeah, or with the strawberry juice, or anything like. Changes the color of the water, or the smell, or the taste, then the water is not pure. You cannot purify yourself. You cannot make wudu with it. Okay. All right. So the first آية وأنزلنا من السماء ماء طهور، أرشد الآية الأولى أن الماء طهور، أوكي، وهو الطاهر المطهر، وأرشد الآية الثانية أن الماء هو الأصل في التطهر من الحدث، فإن عدم كان التطهر بالصعيد الطيب. أوكي. وعلى هذا فكل ما يصدق عليه إطلاق لفظ الماء بدون أي إضافة أو تغيير يخرجه عن هذا الإطلاق تصح الطهارة به. فعلى هذا. Okay. So here the Sheikh said, so any liquid called water, like you call it, this is water, yeah, this is water, and nothing is changed, like the smell is not changed, the taste is not changed, the color is not changed, then it means we call it water, and we can use it for purification, for tahara. We can use it for tahara. That's what the Sheikh said. لذلك تصح الطهارة بما نزل من السماء من مطر وثلج وبرد. Okay, so tahara we can use. So anything comes from the sky, like the water, the rain, and the snow, and the hail. The hail, yeah. So we can use it for tahara. All these pure because it is pure, and there is, according to the hadith, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, in the dua, dua al-istiftah, the opening dua when you start to pray after you takbirat al-ihram, there is dua you say before you recite Surah Al-Fatiha. There is dua. It's called opening dua, dua al-istiftah, and the Prophet ﷺ used to do many du'as. There are many du'as, but there are many statements you can say. And there is one of the statements the Prophet ﷺ, he said in the hadith, اللهم باعد بيني وبين خطاياي كما بعدت بين المشرق والمغرب. اللهم اغسلني من خطاياي اللهم نقني من خطاياي كما ينقى الثوب الأبيض من الدنس. اللهم اغسلني من خطاياي بالماء والثلج والبرد. This is the point. So اللهم اغسلني من خطاياي. In this hadith, the Prophet ﷺ said before one of the Sahaba, he said to Prophet ﷺ, let me recall this Sahabi, Abu Huraira. How can I forget the Sahabi as Abu Huraira? Abu Huraira, this is the companion of the Prophet ﷺ, and as we know, his name is, inshallah, next time I will talk about him, I will tell you about his biography. His name is Abdul Rahman ibn Sakhr. His name is Abdul Rahman ibn Sakhr, and he is from Daws, from Qabilat Daws. And they used to live in Arabia. Daws, the tribe of his the name of his tribe is called Daws. Abdul Rahman ibn Sakhr ad-Dawsi. And this Sahabi, Abu Huraira, as we know, he narrated most of the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ. He's one of the mukthirin. Mukthirin, those who narrated the most of the hadith of the sunnah of Prophet ﷺ. And he's number one. Abu Huraira, he's number one. He narrated about 5,374 hadith after the Prophet ﷺ. So he's number one. And Abu Huraira, he's one of the Ahlul Suffah, the people of Suffah. And the people of Suffah, as we know, they used to live in the masjid, in the Masjid al-Nabawi, the prophetic masjid, or the masjid of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And they had a place called the Suffah. They about maybe between 60 and 70 Sahabi, companions of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and they used to live in the in the mosque of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the back, and this place called the Suffah, and he was one of them. He was one of the Ahlul Suffah, and as we know, he was accompanied the Prophet ﷺ all the time. Most of the time, he was with the Prophet ﷺ, and he used to learn from the Prophet ﷺ. So that's why Abu Huraira narrated 5,374, and there is another narration is 5,472. And he had, how many people narrated from him, after him, from the Sahaba and from the Tabi'een, 800 narrators, 800, those who narrated, those who listened to Abu Huraira and narrated hadith from him. So imagine, he had about 800 students. So they narrated hadith after him. So as we know, the mukthirin, I will tell you about seven. There are seven Sahaba, 7 companions of Prophet ﷺ, who are described as mukthirin, as those who narrated most of the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ. And we said number one, Abdul Rahman ibn Sakhr, Abu Huraira. His name is Abu Huraira. Kunya, his nickname is Abu Huraira. And the Prophet ﷺ, who he gave him this nickname, Abu Huraira, because he had a small kitten, yeah, and he used to have it all the time with him, so he called him Abu Huraira. Abu Huraira. So, and then number 2 is Abdullah ibn Umar ibn al-Khattab. Abdullah, Abu Abdurrahman, Abdullah ibn Umar ibn al-Khattab. He narrated 2,630. 2,630 hadith. And then number 2, we know Abdullah ibn Umar, yeah? He was like, he was very close to the Prophet ﷺ, and he used to follow the Prophet ﷺ in everything. And he used to copy the Prophet ﷺ in everything. Even hadith, if the Prophet ﷺ said hadith, he told them about one hadith, and he smiled in that hadith, Abdullah ibn Umar, he smiles in that hadith. Because he was copying the Prophet ﷺ in everything. And once he was visiting his sister, as we know, al-Mu'mineen Hafsa, our mother Hafsa, the wife of the Prophet ﷺ. She is the daughter of Umar ibn Khattab, Hafsa, as we know, and she is our mother. And Abdullah ibn Umar, he is her brother, and he was visiting her, and then the Prophet ﷺ, he saw a ru'ya. Abdullah ibn Umar, he saw a vision, and then he told Hafsa, his sister, about this vision, and then Hafsa asked the Prophet ﷺ. Then the Prophet ﷺ, he said about this vision, he said Abdullah is a righteous person if he prays late in the night. If he prays late in the night. So he's a righteous person, صالح, رجل صالح لو كان يقوم من الليل. Abdullah is a رجل صالح لو كان يقوم من الليل. Then after he learned this explanation of the Prophet ﷺ, of the vision, then he did not leave the Qiyamul Layl. He did not, Abdullah ibn Umar, he did not leave the Qiyamul Layl. So Abdullah narrated 2,630. And as we know, he was following the Prophet ﷺ in every step. Even once he was walking in the desert, and some people were with him, and he remembered that he heard the hadith from the Prophet ﷺ, and in that hadith the Prophet ﷺ, he sat under the tree. So he went to that tree and he sat under that tree, Abdullah ibn Umar. So he was following the Prophet ﷺ in every step. He was following him in every step. Then number 3, Anas ibn Malik. Anas ibn Malik, number 3. Number 3 of the Sahaba who were mukthirin, who narrated mostly from the Prophet ﷺ. So Anas ibn Malik, he narrated about 2,286 hadith. 2,286 hadith. Anas ibn Malik. Then after Ibn Anas, our mother Aisha radiallahu anha. Our mother Aisha radiallahu anha. Aisha as-Siddiqa, Aisha al-Mu'mineen, Aisha bint Abi Bakr radiallahu anha. She narrated about 2,260 hadith. 2,286. 2,286 hadith. And then after Aisha radiallahu anha, Abdullah ibn Abbas. Abdullah ibn Abbas, the cousin of the Prophet ﷺ, he narrated Abdullah ibn Abbas. So we said Anas ibn Malik 2,286. Then Aisha 2,210. 2,210. They narrated those hadith, and we cannot even remember how many hadith they narrate. So that's a shame on us, a shame on me actually, not you. So the Aisha radiallahu anha narrated how many? 2,000? 210. Yes. Abdullah ibn Abbas 1696. 1696 hadith. Abdullah ibn Abbas, Hibr al-Ummah or Habr al-Ummah, and the sea of knowledge. They call him the sea of knowledge. Bahr al-Ilm. Abdullah ibn Abbas. Because he said Turjuman al-Quran, the Mufassir of Quran, the translator of the Quran, Abdullah ibn Abbas. He used to make tafsir. He used to explain the Quran, Abdullah ibn Abbas. And Abdullah ibn Abbas, as we know, the Prophet ﷺ, he make dua for him. He said, Allahumma faqquhu fi ad-din wa 'allimhu at-ta'wil. Allahumma faqquhu fi ad-din wa 'allimhu at-ta'wil. So he make dua for him. The Prophet ﷺ, he make dua for Abu Huraira, because Abu Huraira, he came to the Prophet ﷺ and he complained that he forget the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ. And then he said to him, come Abu Huraira, and he said to him, bring your lap together, your cloth. And then the Prophet ﷺ, he make dua in his cloth, in his garment, and then he said to him, okay, now bring it very close to your chest. And then he said, Abu Huraira, since that time I did not forget any single hadith he heard from the Prophet ﷺ. So he said, I did not forget since that time, since that dua from the Prophet ﷺ, I did not forget I do not forget even one single from the hadith, one single letter from the hadith. So that's the miracle of the Prophet ﷺ. As we know, the Prophet ﷺ has a lot of miracles, has a lot of mu'jizat, and this is one of them. His dua is accepted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, mustajab dua. And also there are many miracles. We will talk about it in the future, inshallah. And then Abdullah ibn Abbas, we said 1696. I'm going to ask, inshallah, during the class about the Sahaba, the Muqtirin, the names and the numbers. So you better memorize them now. Yes.
You said Muqtirin or Muqtirin?
Muqtirin. Yeah, Muqtirin. Muqtirin means they are like, Akthara Fulan means he, how can I say? He increased in narration, of the hadith. So means they narrated a lot of hadith, So that's Muqtirin. So they are 7. The Muqtirin are 7, So first Abu Huraira, I'm giving you a revision now. First Abu Huraira, Abdurrahman ibn Sakhr. Then second is Abdullah ibn Abbas. Third, I'm testing you now. No, number 2. Number 2. Yes, Abdullah ibn Umar. Brother Ali. Abdullah ibn Umar. So you were sleeping. Yes. Abdullah ibn Umar, number 2. Number 3, Anas ibn Malik. Number 4, Aisha al-Mu'mineen, our mother, radiyallahu anha, wa ardaha Allah. Number 5, Abdullah ibn Abbas. Number 6, I haven't told you about this. Number 6 is Jabir ibn Abdullah. Jabir ibn Abdullah al-Ansari. He narrated 1,500 something. Inshallah, I will Jabir ibn Abdullah and Abu Sa'id al-Khudri, the number I forget, inshallah I will check. 1,500, around 1,500, and the other one 1,400 something, inshallah. I will check, inshallah. Okay. Jabir ibn Abdullah, number 6, and number 7 is Abu Sa'id al-Khudri. Abu Sa'id al-Khudri. So these are 7 Sahaba who narrated mostly from the Prophet ﷺ. And we should read about the biography, about the Sahaba, the companions of the Prophet ﷺ. We should read about them. When you read about them, you will increase your iman. You will increase your iman, and you will try to act like, if you are not, that's the one of the scholars, they say, يعني التشبه بالصالحين فلاح. التشبه means the likeness or to copy the salihin, the righteous people like Sahaba. They are the most righteous people on the earth after who? The messengers and prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Sahaba are the righteous people after the Anbiya and Rusul, after the Anbiya and Rusul, or after the Rusul Anbiya. Yeah, this they walked the best people walked on the earth after the messengers of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the Sahaba, yeah. So we should read about them and we should know about them, and we should read their stories, their biography, yeah. And when we read, we will inshallah increase our faith, yeah. And also we try to copy them. And as we know, they are heroes. They are our heroes. These Sahaba are our heroes, yeah. And like Abu Huraira, or like Abdullah or Umar ibn Khattab, or like Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anhu, or Uthman, yeah. At least we read about the four Khalifa, the Abu Bakr Siddiq, Umar ibn Khattab, and Uthman ibn Affan, and Ali ibn Abi Talib. كذلك also the المبشرين بالجنة, العشرة المبشرين بالجنة, yeah, العشرة, those who Allah the Prophet ﷺ gave them good tidings that they will be in paradise. And after the Arab, four of them are the Khalifa, Abu Bakr Siddiq, Umar al-Khattab, Uthman ibn Affan, Ali ibn Talib. Then the other six, you have to, that's your homework inshallah, to look and see who are the other six people. Okay, so Abu Huraira, this hadith, narrated this hadith. He said to the Prophet ﷺ, O Rasulullah, bi abi anta wa ummi ya Rasulullah. Bi abi wa anta. This is the expression, they say it Arab, yeah, means I sacrifice my father and my mother for the sake of you. That's the Abu Hurairah. He said to the Prophet ﷺ, bi abi anta wa ummi ya Rasulullah, أرأيت سكوتك. يعني he said to him, I sacrifice my father and my mother for your sake. I saw your silence after you make takbir and before you recite the Fatiha. He said to him, I saw your pause, short pause, yeah. He said to him, ما تقول, what did you say, or what do you say in this pause, yeah, between the Takbirat al-Ihram, when we start the bay, this is Takbirat al-Ihram, and then the Prophet ﷺ used to Hunayha, he used to be silent for short time, yeah, and then Abu Hurairah asked him, he said to him, what do you say in this short time? Then the Prophet ﷺ taught him what he used to say. He said to him, I say, اللهم باعد بيني وبين خطاياي كما باعدت بين المشرق والمغرب. Oh Allah, make me far from my sin as you made far, or you have made far the east, you made the east far from the west. اللهم باعد بيني وبين خطاياي كما باعدت, as you made the east far from the west. And then اللهم نقني من خطايا. Oh Allah, purify myself from my sins, as you purified, or as the white garment is purified, as the white garment purified. When you see the white garment is purified, like clean, white, nothing in it, yeah. اللهم نقي من خطاياك كما ينقى الثوب الأبيض من الدنس, from stains, yeah, as the white garment is purified from stains. And then اللهم اغسلني من خطاياي. Oh Allah, wash me or wash away my sins. Yeah, wash away my sins by or with water, and that's the point. With water and ice or snow, and hail, barad hail. So that's the point. So to these we can use them like snow, the ice, or the hail, as we know the hail. You know the hail, yeah. Everyone knows hail, yeah. Yeah, the like little stones of the ice cubes, yeah. Yeah, ice cubes, yeah. But they are small, not like actually as big as ice cubes. Okay, so اللهم اغسلني من خطايا بالماء والثلج والبرد. So we can use snow and the rain and the also the hail to purify ourselves. That's the point of the hadith. So okay. وتصح الطهارة بمياه البحار والأنهار والآبار وكل ما نبع من الأرض. So also tahara we can use to purify or for purification the miyah al-bihar, the water of the sea or the ocean, yeah, and rivers, the water of the rivers and the water of the wells, and everything like flushing from the earth, anything flushing from the earth, we can use it to purify ourselves. And فعن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال سأل رجل رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم فقال يا رسول الله إنا نركب البحر ونحمل معنا القليل من الماء فإن توضأنا به عطشنا أنا أتوضأ بماء البحر فقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم هو الطهور ماءه الحل ميتته. So that's the hadith I told you before about the also you can use the water of the sea to make wudu and to make ghusl. You can use the water of the sea, yeah. And according to the hadith, and I told you about the hadith here, one person he asked the Prophet ﷺ, he said, "Inna narkabul bahra," means we ride or we travel through the sea, and we carry with us a small amount of water. And if we make wudu, then we will get thirsty. أَنَتَوَضَّأُ بِالنَّهْرِ, can we make wudu using the sea water? And then the Prophet ﷺ, he gave him the answer. He said, هُوَ الطَّهُورُ مَاءُهُ الْحِلُّ مَيْتَتُهُ. And in this hadith, we can understand also the fiqh. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, he give him more than what he asked for. Yeah, and that's the fiqh. They say, the scholars, they say from this hadith and from many hadith, the Prophet ﷺ, he used to give like more than the questioner asked for. So he asked about the water, so he give him the answer also for the هو الطهور ماء الحل ميتته. So he also give him answer. He didn't ask about the dead of the sea, whether it's halal or not. He didn't ask him, but the Prophet ﷺ, he gave him the answer for that, and he said to him, it's anything dead from the sea is halal. Anything that from the sea is dead, you find it like in the sea or on the beach is dead, then you can eat it. It's halal. Yeah. Okay. ولا تصح الطهارة بالماء الذي أضيف إليه شيء آخر غيره. ولا تصح الطهارة بالماء الذي أضيف إليه شيء آخر غيره بأن غير أحد أوصاف الماء الطعم أو اللون أو الرائحة تغييرا يخرجه عن إطلاق اسم الماء عليه كماء الورد وماء الزعفران ونحوه. So anything added to the water and makes a change in the water, like changes the color or changes the smell or changes the taste, then we cannot use it as a purification to purify ourselves. Yeah, we cannot use it. Whether it's like ماء الورد, like the rose water, and also the za'faran, the saffron, if they add it to the water and it changes the color and the or the smell or the taste, then we cannot use it as a purification. Now, مسائل متعلقة بالمياه الماء المستعمل. So inshallah, maybe we stop here. 1 hour I think is good. Okay, so we stop here. مسائل متعلقة بالمياه. You okay? Yeah, we can stop here inshallah. Yeah, we stop here because a lot of brothers like brother Ali, mashallah, he's gonna go, like he's gonna travel in the sky train. Yeah.
Driving.
Driving. Okay, good. That's good. Inshallah, that's good. So 1 hour is enough, more than enough, inshallah. And if you have questions, we can have 5 minutes, inshallah. And if you don't have any question, you can write your question, inshallah, in the future, and inshallah we will answer it, inshallah. If I know it, if I don't know it, then I say, Allahu A'lam. Now.
About dead bodies or anything in water, you said it's halal, right?
Huh?
You can eat anything
From the sea.
From the sea, right?
Yeah, I live in the sea.
Live.
Yeah.
Creature from the sea.
Yeah, from the sea.
Not anything die in the sea.
No.
Anything in the sea.
No. Anything lives in the sea, like animal of the sea.
Sea.
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, so the animal of the sea, you can eat them. Yeah, whether, as we know, we cannot slaughter anything from the sea. We cannot slaughter fish, yeah? Yeah? Yeah, you pull them from the water, then they die, then you eat them, yeah? So everything in the sea is halal. Yeah? Even they have name like, khinzir al-bahr. Yeah, they have khinzir al-bahr, yeah? Kalb al-bahr, yeah? So it's halal. So anything lives in the sea, yeah? And you find it even dead, because as we know, we don't eat dead, yeah, dead animals, yeah, we don't eat. We have to slaughter it, yeah. But from the sea, we eat. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, "أحل لكم ميتتان ودمان." أحل لكما أو أحل لكم ميتتان ودمان. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, 2 dead things are halal for you, and 2 types of blood is halal. Yeah. So the 2 dead things are halal. Is one of them is the dead of the sea. Anything dead from the sea is halal. Anything dead from the sea is halal. Like whether it's you call it fish or you call it kalb, kalb dog, the dog of the sea. We call it in Arabic and some countries the dog of the sea, yeah. And khinzir is the sea. It's halal, yeah, from the sea, not the from the sea, lives in the sea. Any animal lives in the sea is halal. Okay, so أحل لكم دمان ميتتان. Meytatan is the dead of the sea, and also the jarad. The lacoste. What they call it? Lacoste. Yeah, locust. Yeah, sorry, locust or locust. Yeah, locust is halal. Also, when you find it dead, is halal. You can eat it. Yeah. So that's maytatan. And the man is the al-kabd wa tuhal. Al-kabd wa tuhal. The liver is kind of blood. Yeah. So it's halal. We eat it. Yeah. The liver. Yeah. The liver and a tuhal. Tuhal is the what they call it. The kidney. Yeah. The kidney. Yeah. The tuhal. Yeah. Is the tuhal kidney? The what is it called? الطحال is the
spleen.
What's spleen? Okay, spleen يعني الطحال. الطحال is like looks like a heart, yeah, I think. Looks like a heart. Yeah, it looks like a heart, yeah. So or the الطحال. So أحل لكم دمان وميتتان. أو أحل لكم ميتتان ودمان. Then ميتة البحر والجراد والكبد والطحال. الكبد والطحال. This is halal for us. They are halal for us. So that's the. I hope I answered your question. Yeah. So anything lives in the sea, not something dies. Like yeah.
One more question about the taste of the water.
Yeah,
Whenever in this country, in the apartments, the
Yeah.
water is stored,
yeah,
and then it comes from the pipe.
yes,
And sometimes the taste of the water is changed because of it. It's in the pipes,
yeah.
especially in winter
But
when the water.
change not by adding something in it. No, it's still it takes the asal, the origin. Yeah. So الأصل in the water is the tahara. So it's still pure, and you make wudu with it. Yeah, as long as is not nothing added to it. But if something added to it and changes the color or the taste or the smell, then you cannot use it as a purification. Naam.
So, for example, in this bottle,
Yeah.
if a drop of milk falls in,
Yeah,
it changes it. It tastes very little.
yeah,
The color.
yeah. So
Can I use it for wudu?
no, you cannot use it. If it changes the color, if it changes the color or the taste or the smell, then it's not.
So even if it's still cold water.
Yeah, even it's cold water. Yeah, anything.
Unless more than 100 liters quality.
Huh?
Unless quality more than 100 liters.
We will come to it. Yeah, القلتان or القلتين. Yeah, so we'll come to it inshallah. Inshallah, it's come. Yes, yeah.
If you could just repeat that thing you talked about just like a bit ago, you said the two deads that are halal is you said locust, and you said anything from the sea.
Yeah,
And then what's the other thing you said?
daman, liver. You know liver?
Yeah, liver.
And-
liver, when you say liver, are you talking about liver from animals from the sea, or are you talking about liver from like?
No, from other animals, from the animal which halal for us.
Is it blood?
Which halal, like slaughter sheep,
Yeah.
and there is liver inside it. Yeah,
We can eat the liver and we can eat the spleen. You said.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because other some of the nations, not the Muslim nations, they don't eat liver. They say it's like blood and and they say, but for us is halal. It's kabd,
And
al-kabd.
You said this is from a hadith.
Yeah, from hadith. Yes, أحل. This is hadith. Yeah, أحل لكم دمان أحلت لكم ميتتان ودمان. أحلت لكم ميتتان ودمان. ميتة البحر والجراد ميتة الجراد the locust, yeah, and they demand the liver, which is liver, and tuhal, other things, spleen I think, or tuhal, spleen or tuhal, spleen. So yes, Abdurrahman, Abu Abdurrahman, Majid.
Yeah, I have two questions.
Yes.
First, when you pump water from the ground
Mhm.
and you store it in a barrel, you'll see sand or mud in the water settled.
It's still pure.
It is still pure.
Yeah, if the sand in it, it's still pure. Yeah, so we'll not make it impure. It's pure, and you make wudu with it, and it's still pure. Yes, like any, sometimes the grass, like in the big lake, and a lot of grass, and it does not change the. So it's still the water is pure.
So what's the difference?
Huh?
What's the difference? So why this is actually purify the water and maybe like the grass or other stuff keep it pure?
First, because it's pure, the grass is pure, and the sand is pure. Yeah, so and it does not change the color or the that's the color of the sand when you see it. It does not change the color, and also does not change the taste or the smell. So the sand does not change it.
So the problem when you get like some water from the lake, a big lake, sometimes you smell something bad about it, So I'm just comparing to the example that Muhammad mentioned around a drop of milk.
Yeah.
So this one is actually makes the water is not impurifier.
Which one? The milk.
If you have like maybe a cup of water and you drop
Yeah.
milk, that's
Yeah.
not actually
Yeah.
not make wudu water.
Yes.
Right? But when you get like some water from the lake,
Yeah. The lake, because
the color is different.
yeah, inshallah we will come to it. The lake and the the big lakes and this. Yeah, it is coming inshallah in the book of Tahara is coming soon inshallah, and we will explain about it. Yeah, the big lake and the Ma Rakid and the which is running also. Yeah, the water which is running. So we will explain inshallah. Yes. Anything now is related to now. Yeah.
Yeah, so can you just, the Quran that you quoted, and then just repeat in English, and can you tell me the names of the surahs?
Okay, the first ayah, وَأَنزَلْنَا مِنَ السَّمَاءِ مَاءً طَهُورًا. This is from Surah Al-Furqan. And we have sent down from the sky pure water. Yeah, that's the first ayah from Surah Al-Furqan. And the second ayah from Surah Al-Ma'idah, ayah, I think it's number 6, yeah? The Surah Al-Ma'idah, يا الذين آمنوا إذا قمتم إلى الصلاة فاغسلوا أو فاغسلوا وجوهكم وأيديكم إلى المرافق. O who you have believed, if you rise to perform the prayers, yeah. So I'm not going to translate the whole ayah because this ayah is long, yeah. So فلم يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا قمتم إلى الصلاة فاغسلوا وجوهكم وأيديكم إلى المرافق وامسحوا برؤوسكم وأرجلكم إلى الكعبين وإن كنتم جنبا فاطهروا. Okay.
I can look it up.
Give me, yeah. So number 6 from Surah Al-Ma'idah.
And for the tayammum, which
Huh?
surah?
فلم تجدوا ماء.
Same surah Al-Ma'idah.
Yeah. فلم تجدوا ماء فتيمموا. فلم تجدوا ماء إن كنتم جنبا فاطهروا.
Is this the one that says you have to find water, but if you can't, then you have to?
Yes. This is evidence for the alternative. Like if you means we have to use the water to purify our service, and if we don't find water, then we have to go to tayammum. Yeah, we have to use the alternative, which tayammum. So, for example, if you have like you are married and you had the intercourse with your wife and you didn't find water, yeah, you didn't find water, or the water like you don't have hot water, very cold weather, and you cannot use it because if you use cold water you will get sick, yeah, you will be ill and you may die, yeah. Then you have to use tayammum, yeah. You have to use tayammum, which is you make tayammum, yeah, on the stone or on the sand, yeah, clean sand, yeah. So use tayammum. So that's the alternative.
One more ayah. Allah does not forgive people who commit shirk.
Yeah, إن الله لا يغفر أن يشرك به. Indeed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not forgive those who commit shirk, and He forgives something like under, yeah, below the shirk, something below the shirk, like the sins, the minor sins, nothing. إن الله لا يغفر أن يشرك به ويغفر ما دون ذلك. لا إله إلا الله. I believe Surah, I think Zumar. I'm not sure. I think Zumar or Fussilat. I can't now remember. Huh? L'insan? An-Nisa. Okay, Surah An-Nisa. Which ayah? 58. Okay, Surah 48. Surah An-Nisa. إن الله لا يغفر أن يشرك به ويغفر ما دون ذلك لمن يشاء.
Another question, just really quickly. Abu Huraira's real name? What's his real name?
عبد الرحمن بن صخر.
Ibn
صخر.
Sakhr?
صخر.
Sakhr.
Rock. Rock. You know rock? صخر. Yes, عبد الرحمن بن صخر. Do we know Ronaldo, the full name?
No. But he's very famous.
Alhamdulillah, you don't know his name. Do we know the Prophet ﷺ his full name? We do? Huh? Yeah, Muhammad ibn Abdullah ibn Abdul Muttalib ibn Hashim ibn Abd Manaf ibn, yes, ibn Qusay ibn Kilab, good, ibn Murrah ibn,
You can make it short.
Adnan is after.
no, still ibn Murrah ibn Ka'ab ibn Lu'ay, yeah. So yes, okay, memorize up to here inshallah, yeah. Muhammad ibn Abdullah ibn Hashim ibn Muhammad ibn Abdullah ibn Abdul Muttalib ibn Hashim ibn Abd Manaf ibn Qusay ibn Kilab ibn Murrah ibn Qusay, we said it, ibn Kilab ibn Murrah ibn Ka'ab ibn Lu'ay, up to here inshallah. Yeah, and then the rest, inshallah, after. Okay. Next lesson. Yes. Yes. Naam.
How do you perform tayammum with a stone?
With a stone, we will come to it, but inshallah, maybe this is urgent. Yeah, urgent question because you never know. Tayammum. How you perform tayammum on a stone? Yeah, stone or sand. If you don't find sand, then stone. Yeah, sand or stone. Okay, sand first, then stone. Okay, so this is you're gonna make. This is for ghusl and wudu. You know that for minor incident, حدث الأصغر and حدث الأكبر, same. They are same. Tayammum, same steps. Yeah. So the first one you say Bismillah. This is the sand in front of me, and this is so both hands first like this. We go Bismillah, then you do this, and then you do like this. Yeah, and then like this, and that's finished. That's tayammum. Okay. Some scholars they say two hits, but it's the hadith is one, so the sahih is one. Okay, one Bismillah and this, and then you do like this. That's the tayammum, and finished. That's the thing. Khalas. This Deen Allah is yusr. The Islam is ease. It's easy. Yeah. So that's a stone. Same stone. If you don't have sand, if you don't have sand, you have to have stone at home. You never know, So put a stone or sand at home, Then also you don't. Some the scholars they say wall, not dry wall. Wall should be bricks, not dry wall. It's hadid, it's iron. Dry wall is iron. So so the wall which is bricks, not the dry wall. Okay, so you can do on the wall like this, and you do like this. Bismillah, don't forget Bismillah, And if you worried about the sand, you can do like the Bismillah, which sometimes you do like this to the sand, so drop down the sand.
What's considered a pure stone?
Pure stone.
It's just like a stone that you find out like in nature.
Like in the sea, the stone in the sea. Yeah, that's very good.
What if it has like moss or like dirt on it?
That's what you said.
You can clean it if there. Huh? Yeah, exactly. But if you have water, you don't need it. But if you are sick, if you are sick, you are very sick, and you cannot use the water, then you have to have tayammum. Huh?
How do you know that the sand is clean or not?
Yeah, the sand is clean. The sand is clean because you don't see the dirt in it, and if it's in the sun or like in the sun, because the sun purifies everything. So everything, the sun purifies everything, So if it's the sand in the sun, so it's purified. And if you don't see any najasa in it, any dirt in it, then it's pure. And I was going to say something. La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. Okay. La ilaha illallah. Something. Okay, maybe inshallah I'll remember it. Inshallah. Yes, Thabit. MashaAllah, Thabit. Well done, Habibi. MashaAllah. I love you for the sake of Allah, Thabit. MashaAllah. But keep going. Keep coming.
For the sand, like, does the sand have to be on your hands, or does it not? When you hit the sand, like, does it have to?
That's a good question. No, it's not. As long as you hit it, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter what it's on or something.
It doesn't matter. Okay. And if you are worried like the sun go on your face, you can do like this. So it is not like using for some people that make wudu like with the sand and take wash and rinse their mouth with the sand. No, it's easy. The Islam is easy. It's like Bismillah and like this and like this and this. Some scholars they say you need for the hands you need also another head for the sand, but the sahih, the right is just one for both the face and the hands. Because for tayammum, you need only for the face and the hands. That's all. Yes.
Like you said that if you don't have a water or a situation is like that, you have on the sand or the stone, right? Alternately, if you're injured, sick, injured, there's a hadith.
There's a hadith.
One Sahaba died.
Yes, and the Prophet he said, قَتَلُوهُ قَتَلَهُمُ اللَّهُ. The Prophet he was so angry when because they said, no, you have to make ghusl, and he was injured. And when he made a ghusl, he used water and he died. And the Prophet ﷺ was so angry. He said, they killed him. May Allah kill them. The Prophet ﷺ was so angry. Yeah, and
Fight them. May Allah fight them. قاتلهم.
yeah, qatalahum Allah. Yeah, like may Allah, And the Prophet ﷺ was
forced to use the water.
huh?
He was forced to use water, or
No, they suggested he has to use the water. He had to use water, but he was, because he was injured, and when he used the water, he died from the water.
okay.
Yeah, so
even health related in that case, tayammum is
it's mandatory. It's wajib on you, tayammum, because if you use water, you will be dead. Then the tayammum is mandatory upon you. And if you do it, and if you know that, you will be sinful, because you did not use the rukhsa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, "Inna Allah yuhibbu an tu'ta rukhasu kama yuhibbu an tu'ta azaimuh." The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, indeed, Allah loves that his permission are used, his permission, his rukhsa, his permission are used, as he loves that that his mandatory are used. Mandatories, azaim, mandatory يعني wajibat. Obligatories are used. So it's balanced. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves those who need to have to use the obligatory to do the obligatories, and also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves those who need to use permissions, like permits.
like stuff that it said you can't use that.
If you, for example, if you have a rukhsa, for example, when we travel, we have a rukhsa to shorten the prayers and to combine the prayers. That's a rukhsa. That's a permit from Allah, permission from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Rasulah to use the rukhsa. So it's sunnah to combine the prayers and shorten the prayers. Okay, and also to break our fast. If you are traveling in Ramadan, in the month of Ramadan, and the travel make like so far, and makes you tired, fasting makes you tired, then you can break your fast and make it up after Ramadan. But if you fast, if you like bear that you can fast, or if you fast is better for you. Okay? Yes. Brother.
You already answered that. If I travel, that's what you're saying. That it depends on the situation.
Yes.
According to Allah's ruling
Yes.
about the situation.
Yes.
If you have this situation, you have to go this way.
Yes.
So you have to follow. You cannot do your wish. It is according to the Sunnah and the Quran.
Yes.
Allah prescribed.
If you need the rukhsa, then you use the rukhsa. Rukhsa means permit. Permitted. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala permitted us to use this rukhsa, to use tayammum. Then it's rukhsa for us, and we can use it if we need it, when we need it. When we need it. If we we don't have to to like the person who was the Sahabi was injured and he made the ghusl, then he died from the water, from the cold water. If we cannot use the cold water, we can boil the water, like reheat the water, and we can use it. If we cannot, if we are in cold like this weather, and the water is like frozen, it's cold, very cold, and we don't have hot water, then we go and make tayammum. We cannot use it. Like if we use it, we get sick, then we go use the tayammum. And if we can use it, we can even make wudu from the snow, like when it's clean. When it takes the same rule, the snow and the hail, and the water, the rainwater, the water is coming from the sky. It takes the same rule like the normal water, because it's normal water anyway, Yes, Abdurrahman Abam.
So, if it's freezing temperatures and then you are say on a mountain full of snow and you cannot take off your gloves to make wudu because of frostbite.
If you have problem.
So can you make
Tayammum.
using snow dust?
No. The tayammum, the snow is a water. So if you make tayammum on snow, then it means you are using the water, and then you cannot use the gloves with the So if you are able to use the water, then you should not use the gloves. So you cannot make tayammum on snow. Snow is a water.
So you carry the stone with you.
You carry the stone with you, or use the sand. Use the sand. So, but you cannot use the sand. It should not be like it doesn't need to be like white sand and nice sand and make food next to it. No. Any sand, normal sand. Any sand which is like clean, like nothing in it, no dirt in it, no filth in it. So you can use it as a purification, to be.
The question though is, can you do it over your gloves, right?
Yeah.
Is that the
No.
When you're in a snow desert, because we live in a very cold country, so if you go towards the north, if you're hiking in a mountain, and you cannot take off your gloves or shoes to make wudu because of frostbite. So
No, even tayammum, you cannot make tayammum with the gloves.
you have to take it off.
You have to take off even you make tayammum, you have to take off your clothes, your gloves. You cannot wear your gloves while you are making tayammum. So you need to take them off and make tayammum and then put them back. So أجمعين. Okay, inshallah. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.